What is going on YouTube? Perfect Castle here, and I decided to compile a video with all 1.21's features since we can expect the update in about 8 days more or less from when I upload this on the 13th of June. And yeah, I just thought to put everything together, and it's not gonna go in detail. I have a whole playlist on all the little features and how they work and stuff, but I thought to do some kind of briefing on it. But yeah, also I know I haven't covered some of these changes. I know they changed the piston sound and then they changed it back because I haven't uploaded in a bit, and I apologize for that. But firstly, let's discuss this guy because he's making noise. Witches can now drop anything between 4 to 8 redstone every time you kill them, so they're always guaranteed to drop redstone. It's a little quality of life feature. Mojang says it's to help with witch farms, so as you can see, how much did we get over here? We got 7. That's not bad. Secondly, let's quickly go over here. This feature is not on Java that I could see so far, but it's still coming, and we can probably expect it on full release, so it's probably going to happen in one of these next pre-releases. Let's quickly go to game mode. Oh. Survival. And if we go into the water, we should see little black blocks behind the bubbles, which is just similar to how the health bar and the hunger bar have the black variants behind them. So if you lose oxygen, it will show the little bubble icon behind it. Also, you can expect it to make little pop sounds, increasing in pitch depending on how few bubbles you have left. Yeah, we can definitely expect to see that closer to actual release, but we're encroaching on that a little bit closely. Next, we have the crafter. This is probably the feature I'm looking forward to the most because it's gonna be the most practical. And as you can see, I have like the green area and the red area. The green area is all the features you should be able to encounter without needing to find the trial chambers. The red area is kind of the features that if you didn't know that the tricky trials was a thing, you probably wouldn't encounter those features. So yeah. But a crafter is crafted with 5 iron ingots, a crafting table, 2 redstone, and a dropper. Yeah, so basically you can use this for like auto crafting blocks into their, let's say a storage block like an iron block. You can turn it into ingots and stuff like that, or you can turn bones into bone meal. It can craft anything as long as it has a redstone input, and then it will just spit out the thing that's in the crafter, so I can craft the crafter through a crafter. Also, the way I like to see it is it's like some kind of control panel, so you can kind of switch all these lights on here, but now I can switch the one in the middle off. Wait, I remember doing something like that earlier, but anyway, you are able to do some cool redstone tinkering with this. So as you can see, there we go. Now we have changed them because it kind of works like a keyboard. In one of my previous videos, I showed how to make some doors with them, like pin locks that you can have like this as a 9-digit pin lock. The next, one of the features, if you've accumulated a lot of tuff and they didn't have any use previously, now they do. So you'll definitely benefit if you already have tuff. If you don't, you probably want to go mine some. You can craft it into a bunch of different variants. You can have tuffed stairs, tuffed slabs. I have all the recipes in the crafters because it's kind of nice to use it as a thing to showcase the tuffed walls. Then you can make the chisel tuff is 2 tuffed slabs. Then you have the smooth tuft, which is the way you'd craft any other smooth block, so it's like 4 tuft. Then it's stair variant. Then it's slab variant. It's wall variant. Then you have the bricks, which is the same way you'd craft other bricks. Then you have the brick stairs, slabs, wall. Then you have the this is chisel tuff bricks. So yeah, this is also my favorite one out of the tuff things. No, actually, the 2 chiseled ones are going to be nice for pillow making. So then, out of the copper things, there's also a bunch of new ones. of these have their corroded versions and also their waxed versions. So if you want to make the chiseled copper, I don't know how to make this, but I just assumed that it would be the same way you would craft any of the other chisel blocks. There's 2 copper slabs. Then the chiseled grade, not chiseled grade, the copper grade is crafted with a diamond of 4 copper, and then you'll get 4 grades. Also didn't know how to make this one. I thought all of these had to be done in the stone cutter, but yep, they have recipes. Then these 2 recipes have changed at some point, but we have the copper door and then the copper trapdoor. Still interested to see if it has the resistance that a iron door has. So let's say you play hardcore, you don't want the zombies to break through your door. I wonder if this will be resistant to that. Still have to maybe test that. Maybe I can make a hardcore series and then test it out and see if the zombies are able to break it. And then yeah, next is the feature you're gonna want to get is the cartographer, and you're gonna get him up to, I believe, expert or journeyman, but I kept getting banners, so I don't know why I'm not able to get the trial map. But yeah, you can get it through a cartographer, and then it will show you to where the trial chambers are. So yeah, definitely if you don't have a trading hall or a cartographer or villager, maybe try and get yourself one. Then we have 4 new potions and a change of a status effect. We have the wind burst. Whoop, let's check here. We have the wind charge potion, which is you make an awkward potion and then you put a breeze rod in it. So yeah, you just make it in that order, and then you'll have your wind burst potion. It has all its variants like the arrows, splash potion, and also the lingering. The same applies for all of these except for the ominous potion. If you throw an entity with this, or you drink the potion, if you die, it makes a little wind burst that just push away a bunch of things. Then next we have the weaving potion, which is also an awkward potion crafted with a cobweb in the brewing stand. And then basically, if you kill a mob, it will make 3 to 1 webs, like if you kill it. So just push webs out. I think 3 is the maximum. None of these have like higher versions or longer durations. Then we have the potion of oozing, which is made with an awkward potion, then a slime block. And then basically, if you kill a mob, it will spawn slimes. Also, if a slime gets oozing on it, it will not really work. So yeah, the same will be for infested. Silverfish cannot be affected by infested. So the mobs that appear with these don't get affected by this. So basically, infested works with a stone block and an awkward potion, and if a mob has this, every time he takes damage, it will spawn a silverfish. I don't remember the exact amounts, but somewhere in my playlist I do cover these, so you guys can just watch the 1.21 playlist. And then over here, I'm still in survival. Let's quickly creative. Here we go. Okay, now we have 20 new paintings. All of these look kind of nice. Let's quickly pan out over here. Ooh, some lag. So if you see on this wall, you're able to craft all these. Luckily on Minecraft Java, you have the option to pick these out of the creative inventory. Bedrock does not have them as separate instances. So if you want to place them in Bedrock, you're gonna have to like cycle through them. But it also kind of works the same in survival. Survival, you can't have like a specific one, but yeah, you can cycle through them. My favorite one's probably this one over here. Oh, still some lag. This one over here, and then I guess I like this one. I think it's because this one reminds me of the Megatherium and R. But yeah, so anyway. Next, the big feature that is the most important to this update is the trial chambers. They can spawn underground and be found with the trial map. And yeah, then within the trial chambers you'll find trial vaults. There will be the normal variant, and then there will be the ominous variant. The normal variant, the key has, if I remember correctly, it has 50% chance of dropping out of your like trial spawners, and then the ominous one is like 23% or lower. I don't remember the exact amount. But the only way to get the ominous key is to turn your spawners into ominous spawners by taking the like ominous potion. Oh, back to the potions. I didn't cover the ominous one. The ominous one basically has 5 levels, and then that's how you will have bad omen now. So if you go to a village, then it will turn into the raid omen, and if you go to the trial chambers, it will be a trial omen. And then yeah, the trial spawners will like glow blue, and then it will be more difficult. And also, that's the only way you can get the heavy core is through the ominous vaults, which would be here if you had the ominous keys. So there's a lot of RNG involved with you trying to get them. But yeah, the heavy core used to be in the normal vault, and then it got replaced with the trident. So for the people that were struggling to get like tridents on Minecraft Java, there is another way for you to get those. So yeah, and then let's quickly go over to the trial spawner. So you'll have 3 different classes. Oh, I don't know why my PC is lagging so much. Anyway, so you'll have your melee, your ranged, and your small melee. So within your melee class, you'll have the slime, the zombie, and the husk. I don't remember if there was a 4th option, but yeah. Then in your ranged, you'll have your skeleton, your stray, your bogged, and your breeze. But the breeze is kind of a special one because all of these are separate instances. So if you get a slime as your melee class, you're not going to get zombies and husks. You're only going to get slimes. Same applies for projectile, except for the breeze. The breeze is the exception to this rule. So if you get skeletons or bogged or strays, you'll still be able to get breezes. So yeah. Then you'll have your small melee, which will have silverfish, spiders. I don't remember if cave spiders are one of them, but I put them here because I think I remember them being there. And then baby zombies, so that will be your small melee. Yeah, also if you are in the ominous form, the spawners will have the ability to spawn projectiles on you, like potions of like weakness, poison, a bunch of different potions, and also arrows. So yeah, you're gonna have to be careful. Also, then we have our little friend the Breeze. The Breeze has a drop called the Blaze Rod. He's like a friend of the Blaze. So, if you take the Breeze Rod and put it into your crafter, you'll be able to craft the Wind Charge, which is a projectile that you could use to like elevate yourself or push away enemies. Also to trigger redstone. Let's quickly give ourselves a Wind Charge. So if you see here, we'll be able to, if I remember correctly, just, okay, I don't know. Yeah, we should be able to like trigger a button. Do I have a button here somewhere or whatever? Anyway, I should be able, okay, I can open these. You can open doors, close them, you can trigger buttons, levers, you name it. Any redstone you can trigger with the Wind Charge. And yeah, so the Breeze will drop these. I don't remember the quantities, but I think it's like probably like between 4 and 6 rods, if I remember correctly. But yeah, like I said, there's a playlist you guys can watch. Then next, we have probably my favorite mob. Like, I've always wanted more mob variants of existing ones. I know a lot of people think it's annoying when Mojang adds more of the same mob. But this one is added in a unique way where he attacks a little bit slower than the other skeleton variants, and he also has a little bit lower health, but he has poison. So the Stray and the Skeleton are exactly the same in stats, except for the Stray having slowness arrows. But the Bog is kind of like a little character on his own, where he has a little bit less health and a slower attacking speed. Which makes sense, because like he's a little bit overpowered if like he was able to attack at the same speed and have full health. The Breeze is only found in the trial chambers. The Bogged can be found in the trial chambers, the swamps, and also in the mangrove swamps. I was debating on putting him in the green zone because you'll still encounter him outside of the trial chambers, but I also thought like the trial chambers is kind of his home. And also, the Bogged is also able to be sheared to give yourself mushrooms. You can get either 2 brown mushrooms, a brown mushroom and a red mushroom, or 2 red mushrooms. And also when the Bog dies, you are able to get poison arrows from him. Also, Yeah, no, I think that's pretty much it. And yeah, we can move over to some interesting things. The more unique loot for the trial chambers is the heavy core, or the mace. Well, the heavy core, which can be crafted into a mace if you have the heavy core and a breeze rod. The heavy core has a very low chance of dropping through the ominous vault, so you have a low chance of getting the ominous keys when doing the ominous trials. Also, you have a low chance of getting the heavy core, so you're gonna probably have to do a couple of different trial chambers. Because the way the trial chambers work, it's kind of, you're able to redo them to get loot from the spawners, but you're not able to re-loot the vaults, which is kind of like, I wish they had the opportunity to redo the vaults as well, but also the vaults are separate loot for everyone, so you can have a bunch of your friends to like see if they can maybe get the heavy core and stuff like that if you have friends to join you with the trial chambers. So let's say you're on a realm and you're like 3 or 4 friends. If one of them gets 2 heavy cores and they're really lucky, they probably could give you one. But yeah, so the trial chambers are really incentivizing like friendship and like just renewability. But yeah, the heavy core is low, chance of spawning. Also, I forgot to mention, these trial spawners have a thing where they increase the difficulty depending on the amount of people attempting them. So if one person was to go, let's say 4 skeleton spawns, if 2 people go, let's say there's 8. So the thing is, the difficulty scales with the amount of people. So definitely, I would say prepare a little bit. They say it's a mid-game thing. I'd say maybe do the trial chambers initially as the normal trial chambers, and then later you come back and do it in the ominous form, and maybe bring a couple of friends and good loot. Like, I feel like the ominous variant might be a little bit later game. That's my opinion. That's also probably why you're able to get the ominous potions from pillagers and also from the loot drops out of these things. Then we have the mace, which can be enchanted in 4 different kind of ways, but the only 2 main ones are okay, you get 3 enchantments. You get density, wind burst, and breach. You can have wind burst on all of your mace variants, but you can only have either density, breach, bane of arthropods, or smite. So these 4 are exclusive, so that's why I said there's 4 different mace types. But technically 2, so if you want to go purely on like the ones that I'd say is worth it, like it would be the 2 different mace enchantments. I don't think that Smite or Bane of Arthropods no one really cares about in any way. But I feel like if Smite worked with, I'd say, these 2 enchantments, it would have been better. And also Bane of Arthropods. Yeah, so if Bane of Arthropods and Smite didn't combine, but could still combine with these, I'd say that would be a better move, but anyway. Mojang's balancing says no. So, how these enchantments work is Wind Burst. Every time you attack something, it will like bring a little gust up, which can launch you into the air. Wait, you need to... Why? Because I'm creative. Okay, well, both of these have Wind Burst on it. Wind Burst goes up to Wind Burst 3, Density goes up to 5, and then Breach goes up to 4. Let's just put myself in survival. Let's see if it works then. Yes, it does. Okay, so Wind Burst knocks you into the air. Okay, whoa. This guy has a lot more health than his, like, pyro doesn't. Whoa. Okay, let's quickly back to creative. So yeah, Wind Burst knocks you into the air when you're attacking stuff. Density increases the amount of damage you do when you fall. With the mace, basically this whole stick is, the further you fall, the harder damage you do. It's like the critical hit weapon, basically. It's not, they nerfed it? Yeah, they nerfed the attack to, like, I'd say Iron Sword level? Yeah, Iron Sword level. So it's not really good for just hitting things, but if you're falling, you're going to definitely be doing more damage than with your other melee weapons. And then you have Breach, which bypasses armor. So density you're probably going to want to use if a mob doesn't have armor, like on the Warhead and stuff. I know they nerfed the mace, so it doesn't do as much damage anymore. but still. And then if you're going up against like a enemy that does have armor, I'd say use breach. So if you want to fall on a friend that has full netherite armor, you're gonna do pure damage if you wear if you have breach on you. So yeah, then you'll end up like critting in 180. So this bypasses armor, and then this one increases the rate of damage depending on how much you fall. I don't remember the exact amount, but I think it's like something like first 3 blocks is 5 damage, and it's 3 damage, and then it's 1 damage past that point. So I don't remember. I have other video on it. And then yeah, I'm sorry for continuously saying that. But anyway, now we get to some of the nicer things. We have the 2 new trims that they also added, which could be found in the trial chambers. So you have your bolt armor trim, and then you have your flow armor trim. The bolt kind of looks like it has a bunch of golden screws or screws in it, and it's like kind of welded and something. I don't know, it likes kind of nice. But then this is officially like one of my new favorites. Like I'd say this is my 2nd place armor trim. And the flow one just, it looks really nice with all the curliness, and yeah. Anyway, if we go over here, we have 3 new sherds. And if you look here, we have the flow sherd, the guster sherd, and then we have the scrape sherd. All of these can be found through the trial vaults, and also I think you are able to find. I've seen these like in the pots that spawn actually. I don't think these 2 spawn, so this one should be a little bit easier to obtain. These 2 might be obtainable just through breaking pots and then just taking those pots back home with you. But yeah, I know you can also get them through different vaults. And then yeah, the last 2 features. This will be the flow banner pattern and then the guster banner pattern, which you can also find through the different vaults and through the different loot tables. And I kind of like that it has a similar theme to the similar name ones. And also this one I feel like will be used by me a little bit more. I don't really see how I'll be using this one. But anyway, I hope you guys are all excited for the 1.21 update. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, like, share, subscribe, and yeah, hope you all have a lovely day.